It was a mass shooting in a state known for very little violent crime. But on October 25th, a gunman walked into a bowling alley and then a local bar in Lewiston, Maine, and opened fire. The result, 18 people killed and a small town thrown into grief, pain, and a lot of confusion. And within that tragedy, an even bigger struggle for the deaf community there. A lack of communication that made the pain of this mass shooting even worse. I had the unique opportunity to travel to Lewiston, not only to meet with the deaf survivors and family members who lost their loved ones, but I had the privilege of experiencing their rise above the extra challenges that they face and how they are now inspiring everyone around them.
Josh prioritized family. He was a family man. He did everything with us. On weekends, we would go out and do all kinds of different things as a family. But he also cared about the deaf community and helping people. He was the director for an interpreting agency, and so he was always helping to make sure that people could have access to their communication needs.
How did you meet?
So Josh and I met many years ago, I think it was 1991, in preschool at the Governor Baxter School for the Deaf, and we were in the same class. Many years later, once we were in high school, one of our mutual friends reconnected us, and we've been together ever since. We dated and married. We've had 4 children together. So we'd say the rest is history, as they say.
Dad, who's that? Who is that? Dad?
We're learning details about what officials are calling a mass casualty event playing out in Lewiston, Maine.
These small New England communities in and around Lewiston, Maine, north of Portland, gripped in fear.
18 people are now deceased.
I didn't find out until the next day around noon when the police came to my door and told me the tragic news.
He was with a group of deaf people on Wednesday night to enjoy a game of cornhole at Schmenge's bar.
I had limited information because the news that was being shared was not clear.
Maine State Police have issued a shelter-in-place order.
We were calling hospitals, and the hospitals would not allow interpreters.
When you realized that Josh, he didn't survive, how did you explain that to your children?
I don't honestly remember all of the details. My 2 older children saw me crying, and they knew. I didn't have to put it into words. I just said, yes, it happened. And they, of course, said, no, no, and they burst into tears. I can hear my daughter's screams from that day still in my memory. You know, it still feels like a nightmare. It doesn't feel real.
How are you doing, Kathy?
It feels like yesterday. Take one day at a time. And people ask me every day how I'm doing. I say I'm okay. I'm okay today, and I'll see what tomorrow brings.
What's it been like losing your partner in the business, doing this on your own?
I never imagined it, losing somebody like that. He was my right hand. He had a big heart, and he was gonna help whoever could help, and he knew I needed him. And now I'm trying to figure out how to do it without him. It's when everything happened, I felt a lot of guilt, you know.
Why did you feel guilty, Kathy?
You know, initially when it happened, I had it for 25 years, and I just thought, was it not safe to come in? Did I do something wrong? I mean, a lot of people are gone.
Schmenge's was, you know, the site of one of the worst mass shootings in our country, yet the deaf community,
that was affected wants to come here to your other restaurant to heal, to be together. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot to me. I enjoyed having them there. I couldn't sign with them, but I could communicate with them. We had our ways.
What do those blue hearts mean to you?
Well, the signs all say it, you know, resilient, strong, together, healing. You gotta read it, remind yourself, give yourself peace if you can. You know, it's hard. You gotta keep reminding myself it's okay.
You both have the wedding rings.
Yes.
When you look at those rings, how does that feel? What are you thinking about?
When I feel anxious or I need something to help me calm me down, I touch the ring around my neck, and that I recognize that he's still there with me.
Same thing for me too, yes.
I can take that deep breath and connect with him.
What do you miss the most?
The most, everything. I miss everything.
If you look around, the community, they understand I love you.
I remember at the vigil in Lewiston a few days after that happened. Kevin Bolin was a speaker at that vigil.
Please with me, and I love you to those we lost.
And to see that entire cathedral fill with those I love yous. And that was such a touching moment to recognize how much the community recognizes that we're in it together.
Yes, and I feel like it was a quick connection between the deaf and the hearing communities, bringing us all together. It was there, we saw it, we felt it, and we see it.
This is by far the most important work I've ever done in my life, and we're glad to be doing some small part.
Why do you say that?
Because I'm not sure if this would be being done otherwise, and it's important for the community. And I'm glad to be doing a small part in hopefully helping the community heal. We've collected everything, so everything that was at the bar, the bowling alley, and anywhere around the city.
Why is it important to this community and to all of you here at the museum to remember this tragedy?
Because it is a part of Lewiston's history, not just what happened that night, but also how the community came together. And this is a showing of that. And Lewiston's gonna need to be on this road to recovery and moving forward. And these items are a part of that.
These are all the people who lost their lives, 18 in total. I thought of how it would be to die. But you gotta, you know, I had to play dead there. You know, it was a lot. You can't give up, right? You know, I want to see all the people who are here. It's more fun that way. I'm really happy to see them all. I'm happy I'm here. It's still nice to see people playing a good game of cornhole, and I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to play yet. I will again. These are my friends, my fellow survivors, and I'm happy to be alive. I'm grateful to be here.
The waterfall, right? You and Dad dove into the water, and it was very cold.
When you see your children, do you see Josh?
I do. I see Josh in all four of my children in different ways.
How do they feel, Dad, now?
Oh, they still feel very connected with their father. It may seem odd for others, but I have a spiritual belief. You know, I have a light in the basement that still flickers, and one day I went down there and it adjusted just at the right time. And so I talked to Josh and I said, "You're watching us." And, the light came on just as I had said that.
How would you describe Dad?
He's always a loving person, always put his family first.
Where's Dad now?
He's in my heart. And he's watching over us. And also, he's downstairs. We see him in the light.
You can feel his love here, right now.
Always.
And an extra thank you to all the Pine Tree Society interpreters there in Maine who helped us with this story. And of course, my mom, who was a teacher for the deaf her whole life and inspired me to learn sign language at the age of 3.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.